Nobody was supposed to play this game, says Mr. Legendary Drops. Let's see what he's talking about, bro.
This is insane. This game has done everything wrong, but it's still winning. In the middle of the busiest release schedule of 2025, we are talking about some of the heaviest hitters in both indie and in AAA. A little game called Mega Bonk comes out of nowhere and is sold so consistently and so regularly and has so many players that are playing it that it is now directly competing with Borderlands 4 and Ghost of Yote.
Brother, what? And you know what's crazy too? A lot of people, like $10 isn't much money, let's be real, but a lot of people got mad about $10 when it came to Xbox Game Pass. But people would dedicate all that money to Mega Bonk because guess what? Mega Bonk, it's a lot of fucking fun.
Talking about games that have spent likely hundreds of millions of dollars just on their marketing budgets versus a game that spent literally nothing, at least that's the way it looks from my perspective. This game's success is entirely organic. It's
honestly, just side note real quick, I don't know why there's so much bloat just in general when it comes to entertainment these days. You think of like the Hollywood blockbuster movies. There's a lot of those movies. It's like, does this superhero movie need to cost the amount of this fucking skyscraper building over here? Like, does it really need to cost that much money type shit? And then that doesn't even figure in the marketing budget, which is usually what, like half of a $500 million project. You're spending $250 motherfucking dollars on marketing. Ooh, and that translates into video games so well because I don't know what it is, but the industry wants it to be Hollywood so fucking bad, bro. So bad. Like, why?
Fed. It's homegrown.
Golly.
It's a game that was relatively unknown, only had a few devlogs on YouTube. It has now become one of the most talked about and played games this year, and it hasn't stopped yet. You know, if I was working at one of these AAA companies, if I was on their board of executives, I would have a lot of questions.
Because honestly, the marketing, when it comes to video games itself, you already have a baseline, streamlined marketing base, which is gamers. You know, if you compare it to movies, you don't have moviegoers that can go watch a movie, react to the movie or whatever it might be. Like, you watch someone watching the movie. That doesn't fucking happen. Like, I know people do it on YouTube and stuff like that. But it doesn't happen at the same scale that it happens with, YouTubers that play video games or streamers predominantly that just live stream while they're playing through the whole entire fucking experience. You know what I mean? Like, that itself is such a easy way to use marketing. And this is why I don't know why they do this. They'll pay like $100,000 to some streamer to play their game. Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, what are you doing? Just give them the game a couple days early and they'll fucking stream it because that's free content for them. It doesn't make sense. There's so much fucking bloat that doesn't even need to fucking be there in the first place. And then on top of that, you have the ability to just do in-house marketing, hire one guy, utilize fucking AI, have half a brain as a video editor, and put this shit together and just put it on fucking YouTube. You send it over to IGN type shit. It's not that fucking hard. The marketing is fucking insane. Like, why are you spending so much money, bro? Why on marketing in 2020? Oh my god.
Well, these guys keep talking about how prices need to go up on just about everything that they have.
I wonder why.
It looks like they're wasting money to me, because you have a guy, a solo developer yet again, that made a game that's based off of memes.
One guy, all just the same stories happen in the same fucking year. You know what's crazy? We have a real shot this year at having Game of the Year being a indie game. That is fucking nuts. When's the last time we had an indie game win Game of the fucking Year? I'm kind of like, dude, like Claire Obscure, bro, Expedition 33, all the way. Because honestly, it's just, if they win Game of the Year, it's a big fuck you to these big corporations that are just wasting our time. Just wasting people's time, grinding on bullshit, grinding on slop, grinding on fucking trying to make themselves a RPG online casino. Like, well, what kind of RPG is supposed to have fucking ads in it? You know what I mean? It's just so many different business models and concepts that if you told me when I was playing Halo fucking 3 back in 2007 as a little fucking kid on my big box TV that was underneath my fucking bunk bed, because that's where I play video games, because I didn't have a fucking brother. I had a bunk bed because I thought it was cool because my fucking friends had a bunk bed, but then I soon realized I don't need 2 fucking beds, so I put my box TV underneath there. I was playing Halo Reach, playing Halo 3. I was having a good old time with ODST, all the gyms. If you told that kid that there was going to be ads like you see when you're watching Cartoon Network, but there's going to be ads in your fucking video game, I would have spit in your face. You fucking liar. There's no goddamn way. Who the fuck in their right mind would want to watch ads while playing a video game? That's why I'm playing video games, and I'm not watching Cartoon Network right now. You know what I mean? It's just crazy how time flies.
One of the most saturated genres in all of indie games, and he's making them look like fools. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the success of Megabonk and how, against all odds, the game that did everything wrong is somehow actually doing everything right.
Well, how about
why
that?
A game like this has continued to grow and why I think they planned it all.
Ooh,
but before that, this video is sponsored by boot.dev, the best way and honestly the fastest way that I've found to be able to learn back-end development without getting bored or
this is the first time I've ever played one of these like genre games.
Is how it feels more like a game than a course.
And
you're not just
I feel like I've been missing out on something. It's like the first time I played a Souls game.
Python and
I was
Go,
like, why haven't I played one before?
For the kind of back-end jobs that pay well over 6 figures in the US. Boot.dev solved the hardest problem with e-learning, boredom, by, well, just making the entire thing a game, giving you XP, levels, achievements, even quests, anything to be able to keep you engaged. And even if you do get stuck, well, they have an AI wizard bear named Boots that jumps in with some Socratic-style questions to kind of guide you towards the answers rather than just handing them to you.
Interesting.
What I really love about their site and program is you can just create a free account, preview every single course, and read all of the content in guest mode. But if you want the real experience, the interactive coding, answer verification, progress tracking, and
time, I would
boss
definitely
fights,
do this.
well, you want the membership. So if you're serious about learning back-end development the right way, go to boot.dev and use my code Legendary Drops to get 25% off your first entire year on an annual plan. That's boot.dev, code Legendary Drops. Link is in the description.
You know, so I wonder, I don't know why I think like this, but after watching this ad by him, I'm thinking to myself, like, if I just got some guy that knew nothing about game development and coding in general, just gave him access to every AI, just, you know, Grok, ChatGPT, what's the Google one, Gemini or something like that. You give him access to everything, all the AI, any AI he wants to use, right? And you tell him, create a video game, whatever it might be, right? We got to be somewhat complicated, because I remember learning how to develop a video game back in like fucking 2nd grade and in church class. You know, that skill, when we were making like fucking Pac-Man clones and shit like that. It was really cool at the time, but still. But then have someone that doesn't know anything about coding, anything like a blank slate, just like the other guy, but instead of AI, give him a course. You know what I mean? And give him like a week. I wonder what project would be better. I wonder.
And the pin comment.
I'm guessing it might be the AI.
One of the things I find so fascinating about these indie success stories is how almost none of them are ever alike. Sure, they might share a genre, a theme, maybe a budget, but they almost never share the exact same set of conditions that make them blow up. Schedule 1 was passed around because it had its free demo, a absurdly long offering of over 80 hours of gameplay just in the demo alone, and the only reason people found it was because they started pushing
80 hours in a demo.
Like Queso. Pal World was an incredibly fun game on its own, but its over-the-top tone and its controversy with Nintendo turned what could have been an obscure indie curiosity into one of the most talked about releases in the past 5 years.
No, he's downplaying it. Honestly, I think if Power World never got sued, they could have been a fucking powerhouse. I really think they could have been, because it's kind of like the beta or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's the early access type shit that PUBG was stuck in, and all these, you know, free-to-play games have been stuck in forever. But I really do think that the overall lawsuit on the it wasn't copyright, it was the patents. It really threw them for a loop, because then they started like kind of curating and making adjustments and kind of like, you know, bowing down a little bit, you know, showing their belly and, you know, changing different mechanics in the game. I really do think if they could have stuck strong to the roots, this could have been something insanely cool, bro. And copyright itself and a lot is a popular topic right now because of Sora 2 and just the people getting really scared that their jobs might be on the line because AI is out of the bottle. It's just gonna get better and fucking better. But damn, I don't know. Like, what would Power World 2 be? You know what I mean? I guess we'll find out eventually.
Expedition 33. We can continue to go down the list, and it's going to be the same. In almost every single one of these cases, there was some strange hook, some defining trait that helped these games.
Yeah, you could catch humans. Oh, and you could eat the Pokemon. You could eat I think you could eat the humans, right? You could go Hills Have Eyes type shit.
Games to rise above the rest and make traditional marketing feel entirely pointless. These games didn't succeed despite the system. They succeeded outside of the system, reaching heights that some of the most expensive AAA releases in recent years can't even touch, even after spending hundreds of millions of dollars.
I never got to this point, man. What the fuck? This is an update, bro. What the fuck? This shit look like it's from Breath of the Wild.
Trying to buy the exact same.
It's crazy. This game looks way better than any Pokemon game. I still can't believe that. Like, someone, it's the quote-unquote stepped on, the clone, the fucking Pokemon killer, whatever you want to call it, the fucking duplicate, shameless copy, looks fucking infinite times better than Pokemon.
Tension.
It's wild.
Which brings us to the latest success, and honestly one of the weirdest ones yet, Megabonk, developed by a solo dev going under the name Vetadad. For whatever reason, if you guys haven't heard of this game, it's a survivor-like that's built off the exact same formula that was popularized by Vampire Survivors.
That's a chick. I was wondering if this was going to be Zelda. It looks just like him,
by a solo dev going under the name Vetadad. For whatever reason, if you guys haven't heard of this game, it's a survivor-like that's built off the exact same formula that was popularized by...
Oh, it definitely is chick. All right.
Vampire Survivors, a genre that has completely flooded the indie space at this point. We are way past
why do you play skate when you play this?
Here. Every theme, every IP, every niche seems to have one of these games right now. There's Hollow Cure with its VTuber cast, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, Heretical, which is...
Wait. When they had that VTuber drama, and they were talking about the game that they had developed, is that the... I thought, like, when I was listening to that fucking drama, I thought I would never, ever in my life even see the game because I heard the name and I was like, that doesn't sound right. That might be it.
Essentially, Diablo as a survivor, Halls of Torment, 20 Minutes Till Dawn. The list doesn't just end. So when I say that a game like this shouldn't have...
This reminds me of the Warriors style games. I feel like for a while there's a Warriors style game for every fucking like RPG.
Have succeeded. It was really weird. There are just so many of them out there, and while a lot of these games do just fine, true breakout success is an entirely different story when a genre is this crowded. But Megabonk did it. As of recording this video, Megabonk...
I think just looking at these, I think that some of these don't look appealing because they're not like full 3D. You know what I mean? Like, this is Megabonk, I think, right? It's the same UI. Yeah, I think it is. You can get fucking bananas in this game? What the fuck? Bro, I need to play this game more. Holy shit, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know you could get. And dudes, I'm talking about full 3D. This guy's a fucking side-scroller character. That's weird looking.
117,000 concurrent players on Steam, but it didn't start there. It launched at barely 3,000 players. It doubled that number the next day. Then it climbed another 5 and 10,000 almost every single day until it broke 100,000 players. That kind of steady day-by-day growth almost never happens. And once you look into how this game actually reached those players, it starts to make perfect sense. The first thing, and probably the most obvious, is the price. Yet another game that's sitting at about $10 or less, making it easy entry point for just about anyone. It doesn't feel like a commitment. It's cheaper than McDonald's, and with it being on Steam, if you don't like it, you can just refund it. Nothing here is making you feel like you're locked in, you're not married to the game, something that we cannot say for a majority of the games that have released recently. Now, on top of that, during its launch week, the developer put it on sale for $8. Imagine that. It's actually something that I've seen more.
You know what's crazy, too? This was like popping off when there was a huge sale on so many fucking games, and I almost spent a fuck ton of money because like all the good Souls-like games were on sale. It was so many fucking games on sale. I'm so sad because I was like didn't pull the trigger on really any of them, and now they're not. None of them are on sale. It's like it's kind of depressing. The only game that's on sale right now on my wish list is fucking Ghost of Tsushima, and it's just like I got it already on PlayStation 5. I haven't played it, but like fuck, I might just sell the copy and then buy it on Steam, honestly, but we'll see.
and more indie games start to do lately, and it's incredibly smart. It gives people a reason to take a chance right away. Why do they want to buy today? That's a question that some of these developers need to be asking themselves, especially right now when we are in the middle of a huge flood of releases, most of them $70 games with hardware prices that are skyrocketing around them. People do not have a lot of extra cash that's sitting around right now, but $8 or $10, I mean, anybody can scrape that together without a second thought. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I think Megabalk is some revolutionary leap forward for the survivor genre. I've been playing it. I've definitely been addicted to it. But what I think really sets this game apart is that it's fully 3D and it heavily leans into mechanics that have been ripped straight out of Risk of Rain 2, which I love, by the way, because it's a game that I have over 1,000 hours into. And
wait, Risk of Rain 2, that's been fucking, that's been constantly recommended me on Steam as well. Like the same time period, the last 2 weeks. That's so fucking weird. I was literally just looking at it because I was like, maybe I try this. Nah.
Well, that also makes me realize just how dangerous it is for me to be playing a game like this. But movement and positioning play a massive role in the game. You got to think about how you're traversing the map and how your abilities work. The game heavily leans into meme culture with characters and items named things like Mega Chad, Burgor, and a tree boss named Bark Vader. The game is just really lighthearted, absurd, and fun. And honestly, that's what sold me on the game, because there's just so many full-price games
why is he jumping
right now
so high?
70 hours of progression even to feel like you just even started the game. They take themselves so seriously, and guys, I'm just kind of tired of it at this point. I just want something I can jump.
Bro, the first time I played this game, I raged out. It wasn't like a crazy rage, but like the first time I'm on the sticks, I'm learning how to play the fucking game. I got so into it, I fucking yelled. Like it happened both times. I'm pretty sure. It's fucking crazy.
Jump out of. I don't feel like I need to make
That's
time
how you know
for
it's
it. I feel
immersive,
refreshed after playing it. I don't need to memorize controls or mechanics, and it's what makes games like this so great, because you can just learn by feeling. And
you know what's also great about this? I don't have to worry about other players using a Zen because it's already built in. Isn't that something? I don't know about y'all, but that's man. Fucking
game
Zins.
Feel is something that's just entirely lost on this industry right now. Hell, I largely don't even need to think while I'm playing this game, but that doesn't mean that the game can't get serious. Mechanically, the game is incredibly simple, but you got to make sure that you have a solid build by the time you reach each stage of the final boss. Otherwise, you're just going to get hammered. You got to have the movement nailed down. You got to have multiple layers of protection stacked up. Otherwise, you're just going to get one shot by the final boss. It's the kind of game where every single choice matters, and that gives it a very different flavor of challenge from a lot of other games in this genre. And the music, that's another thing too. Dude, the music in this game has no business going this hard. It is way too good. It is so easy to find myself just trapped in a trance, disassociating and looking up and seeing that hours have gone by.
And bro, when you see them little stereos just sitting on the side, especially when I first started the game, bro, it was like, oh dude, we're gonna have to stay here for a little bit. Like fuck the temples or the tomes or whatever the fuck they're called, bro. I was just trying to stay by the stereo because I was trying to rock that shit. Like the music in general is good, but when you get to that, it's just like, I don't know, something just takes over.
But none of those things are why this game actually reached players. That's the foundation. That's the stuff that made it all possible. But what really pushed this game into the spotlight was something entirely different. See, Megabalk didn't have any traditional marketing. What it did have was a developer that was uploading their devlogs to YouTube. Actually, scratch that. There was only one devlog and a handful of YouTube shorts.
Bro has 120. Holy fuck. This is obviously after the game was released, but still, that's a shit ton. Just dedicated to this game. That's so cool.
Completely outperformed that long form video. These shorts were brilliant. High colored thumbnails, bubble text pulled straight from tweets and YouTube comments, meta humor showing players asking for new mechanics and characters, and the developers showing they were actually making it for them. Later ones started showing these players beating the developer's high score in the demo, and there were other ones that were showing people breaking the game entirely with busted builds. And then there's also this mystery behind the entire thing. A lot of people believe this game is made by Danny Dev, a YouTuber that vanished about 3 years ago. The developer's name, Venedad, is literally Danny Dev spelled backwards, and the thumbnails and the editing style are almost identical to his. Whether it's actually him returning under a new name or it's somebody that just perfectly studied his playbook, it worked. The videos hit the exact same mix of humor, creativity, and accessibility that made Danny Dev's channel blow up in the first place. And while I've been watching this entire thing, I realized what was actually happening. This, my friends, is pure, unfiltered social media marketing genius, and I love it. Take a minute to think about it. Those videos that are suggesting features and then he shows that he put those features in, they invite more people to comment with their own ideas, which then boosts engagement and feeds the algorithm. The videos that are showing the leaderboards and the broken builds, that's encouraging more players to share their own footage in hopes that the developer might feature them next. It's a self-sustaining loop of curiosity and recognition. The audience is...
This is so crazy. Because if we go back to the point we were talking about in the beginning of this video, we were talking about how bloated the marketing budgets are with so many of these entertainment productions, whether it be, you know, games or movies, whatever it might be. Just if you understand how it's not even like, I don't even want to call it marketing, because people go to fucking school to get a marketing degree and they learn this like stereotypical like corporate bullshit. You know what I mean? If you just understand social media, it's, oh my fucking God. It's a free tool. It's there. Oh my God. It's crazy. People, they rather put people on salary and spend so much money on them to do a job that they're making ends meet at. You know what I mean? They're not being exceptional at anything. They're just clocking in, just doing the checklist they got to get done. That it's, oh my gosh, bro.
Shaping the game, the developer is shaping the content, and the cycle just keeps feeding itself. They made a game for the players, and now those players are marketing that game, which means the next step is only a matter of time.
What the fuck?
Streamers. Nearly every major streamer on YouTube and Twitch have been playing Mega Bonk, and all these guys have been addicted to it. I only found out about the game because somebody popped into my live chat and asked me if I had tried the game yet. I said that I hadn't heard about it, and they said that they had found it through those same YouTube shorts and brought it to their favorite content creator.
Again, back to what we were talking about earlier. You literally have a built-in marketing base that's free. Streamers, YouTubers type shit. Like it's literally what we were saying in the beginning of the video. It's and you know, it's funny because like when those streamers start pushing it, then it's going to get even more popular and more popular and more popular. More people are going to want to play it. And then the people that don't watch those streamers are just normal gamers. They're going to be recommended these games because it's being so successful on Steam. You know what I mean? It's just going to be constantly there, recommended to you. It's only $10. Buy me now. It's just fucking genius, bro.
And that's exactly how it spread. The same thing happened with Queso, Moist Critical, Shroud, Quinn69, and eventually Asmongold when he came back from his break. Glad to see that guy's doing all right, by the way.
Is he bald? No, it's getting there.
Once those streamers got into their hands, visibility hit critical mass. Each new creator that picked up the game brought in more players, and the numbers just kept climbing from there. And now this loops us all the way back to gameplay, because remember what I said earlier, it's the foundation, not the catalyst. Mega Bonk has insane replayability. Each level is broken up into 3 different areas. Those 3 areas have 3 difficulty tiers, challenges, quests, unlockable items, characters, weapons, tomes, skins, maps, secrets. It's stacked with a ton of different content. Combine that with how fun the game is and how mechanically satisfying it is to play, and now you have something that's hooking in players for weeks.
This game reminds me a lot of Temple Run. Like, I played the fuck out of Temple Run because there was like things I could earn in game, even though it was like a cheesy phone game. Like, everybody was playing Temple Run. It's like people were comparing their high score and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a cultural moment back in, I think, like 2013 or something like that, back in high school. And obviously the graphics remind me of it and stuff like that as well, and the unlocks and the skins and stuff. It's really cool, even though this game isn't like the super. It's an indie game, right? Made by one guy. But it's the concept, you know, just being able to play games, sink hours into it, unlock stuff naturally. It's very, I don't know the proper word for it, you know, but you get a good feeling when you unlock some cool shit, you know what I mean?
So as visibility grew, the new players weren't dropping in and leaving. They were staying. They were playing daily,
I don't know why
clips,
that
streaming it.
my head.
That created this cycle of growth that just built upon itself. A perfect storm of fun gameplay, streamer exposure, and social media momentum. Something that the rest of this industry desperately needs to learn from, but they likely won't.
It's got the Conor
Out of the
McGregor
huge
walk.
slate of AAA games and just games in general that we've seen release over the past couple of months, I have played Borderlands 4, Hades 2, and Silksong. And after playing Borderlands 4, I felt like I needed to take a week-long break before I even tried to dip a toe into playing Dying Light 2. And while there are AAA games that I like, right now I'm in the mode of I've seen it, I've been there.
Damn, bro's got the case I wanted. The PC case. Motherfucker. They didn't have that shit at fucking Micro Center when I went there. Damn.
I've done that. I've heard this story before, and there is just so much time commitment and so much time between when I can actually get to the content, the heart of the actual experience, that it just makes me go, no, I'm just really not that into it. I want a digestible game. And Megabonk, that's a digestible game. I think there's something to that.
Yeah,
I think
there is.
It's not that there's too much.
No, this is a big theme. I think a lot of people are talking about it right now with Ghost of Yotei coming out. And people have been talking about how like a lot of these, and I've knocked Xbox for not having like really iconic big AAA games, you know, lately. Like I guess the most iconic one they've had in recent years is probably like original iconic you know, AAA game would be Halo Infinite. And obviously there's Oblivion and a bunch of other games that have come out developed by Xbox or partnered with Xbox or whatever it might be that are very popular, and you could argue that are more, you know, obviously more iconic depending on how your perspective is than Halo Infinite. But it's something about like PlayStation exclusives, the just the great, you know, RPG experience with it. You know, you have God of War, you know, Ragnarok, you got Last of Us. Some people don't like it, but you know, the second one as well. You've got Spider-Man, you got Miles Morales, you got Spider-Man 2, even though there's people hate on the second one a little bit as well. You got a bunch of games, and some people call them walking simulators, but there is this concept of like you know, playing a game that you've kind of already played before, and they're just, it's kind of like how like I want to compare it to like multiplayer games like Call of Duty. Like you have a Call of Duty every single year, and all you do is, you know, change the maps, you know, have different environments, utilize those environments in the campaign somehow, have some random ass fucking story put together that makes no fucking sense at all. You know, have your multiplayer, switch up the gun skins, maybe just change the name of the guns to just why the fuck not type shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same shit, just you're shuffling the deck. And I see why people are saying that. I don't agree with that sentiment, but there is something to, you know, buying a game for $10 that is digestible, that you don't have to just grind like a great game that you have to play a fuck ton out of, like a fuck ton of hours. It's a really long game. It's a good game though. Red Dead 2. There's a certain player base that's just gonna get burnt out from something like that. And you add, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 experience like that a year, and you're trying to go back to back to back to back, and you're not switching up with anything like a Marvel Rivals or, you know, some kind of, you know, just contrast to those experiences, you're gonna get burnt out from that. And I think that's what people are having right now, because there's a lot of AAA games that people might consider walking simulators because they're very graphically stunning. The overall depth of the story might be very shallow. You know what I mean? It's same old.
Much or too little content with some of these games. I think it's the speed and the frequency in which you can actually reach the content,
yeah,
and how quickly you can actually enjoy it. That's how you keep people playing your game.
It's also a big thing that people want to utilize. Like the problem that we have right now, there's gamers out here that are getting annoyed that companies are trying to utilize your time and trying to figure out how to, like, scientifically, like psychologically, keep you playing the game as long as possible. That is their goal. And which kind of scares me, because that becomes, it turns the experience into more of a TV type experience, where then it's like, okay, how many ads can we show this person before they leave type shit. And that's where I fucking draw the line, bro. It's just, nah, keep the ads out of the game.
That's how you keep people talking about your games. You know, this entire first week that I've seen of Ghost of Yotei being up and around, a lot of people are just sharing how pretty the game is. And while you can definitely sell copies based on how pretty something is, especially in the case of Ghost of Yotei, a lot of people are waiting on the content. And the longer it takes to get to the content, the less interested people are going to be in the game, the less it's going to be a part of the discussion. And that's exactly how you lose momentum. The marketing for this game is just genius. That's all it is. This developer knew exactly what they were doing. The minute they saw those YouTube shorts take off, they abandoned the long form videos. They focused directly on that. They answered player feedback directly. They implemented their changes into the game. So when the players...
It's fucking genius. It's so genius. Sometimes when I see content like that, I wonder if it's like manufactured. You know what I mean? Like they comment on the video and then they take the comment that they wrote type shit and then implement. But still, even if you're doing that, like that strat is very, 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 very smart.
Finally got their hands on the game. They got exactly what they had asked for. And people love to talk about getting exactly what they want. That's like 90% of social media today. It's people that are talking about getting exactly what they want or being mad that they aren't getting what they want.
Yeah, it's pretty much American politics right now.
If you tap into that, you're going to find success. I think that's the best part of it, because
oh boy,
when a game pops off like this, the players aren't just playing it. They're sharing it. They're clipping it. They're talking about it because it's theirs. They own it. That's not marketing. That is just organic momentum. That is interest, real interest. And that's something that you just can't buy. And that's something that AAA keeps trying to do.
I'm confused on where you went with that. Like, it's on Steam. They can pull this game whenever they want to, technically. We don't technically own it, right? Like, I own my Xbox 360, and I own every fucking game that's in that fucking that counter right now. Like, that is my... Like, no matter what happens, I can play that game type shit. Like, when I think about ownership, when it comes to gaming, that's what I think about. You know what I mean? It's... I don't know what he's going... Like, what...
One of the things that I think really helps sell these recent indie successes is the genuine desire to be a part of something that is real. Players want to be in on it early. They want to be the first ones to find out about the next hit surprise before anybody else does. True. Communities then form around that, and there's something patently authentic about that experience, almost nostalgic, like the days of midnight launches. Or
comment down below what y'all think the next boom game is, if there's one out there. There's some underrated game that's going to pop off.
Meeting friends in line while you're waiting for a game that you're all excited about. It's the same feeling of shared discovery, of genuine excitement, and it's something that you cannot manufacture, though many of publishers are trying to do so right now. Something that is not necessarily new, but feels more blatant than ever, is how inauthentic the excitement around certain games have become. Take the upcoming Call of Duty Black Ops 7. The hype behind this game feels entirely forced.
This is gonna be the greatest Call of Duty of all time. Oh my bro, I swear they're not paying me. This is my authentic. Oh my god, I can't fucking stand Twitter, bro. There's so many fucking shills,
especially from content creators and the marketing itself. And I'm not talking about paid sponsorships or brand deals or even talking money under the table. I'm just talking about being performative. I mean, how is anybody supposed to take any of this enthusiasm seriously when we're talking about a series that has spent years now eroding player trust? This franchise has been slop farming its audience for over a decade.
To be fair, their campaigns have been pretty fucking good. Now, is there some just shit writing involved in it? Yeah, for sure. I don't think we're in the golden era of Call of Duty campaigns by any means. But when you compare it to the multiplayer experience, especially 3 months or 4 months after launch, once the community gets saturated with the fucking skins that they sell these days, bro, I'll take the campaign all day. I'll take the zombie modes all day. They're fucking fix the fucking multiplayer. Fix the anti-cheat. I don't know what it is, but I swear to God, I was talking to my random ass homie who isn't like a super like deep web, dark web, just, Reddit user. He's just a normal guy that plays video games. He plays 2K and stuff like that. Dude was talking to me about a Zen. Just like yesterday at dinner, he was like, bro, you ever heard of this Zen thing? You can like plug it into your PlayStation and you'll never miss a shot, bro. And I was just like, that's cheating. He was like, yeah, it's fucking annoying. Nowadays, I don't know when people are cheating and when they're not cheating. And I was like, damn, that's crazy, bro. And he was like, would you consider buying one? I was like, what the fuck? Hell no. What the fuck? But dude, it's fucking sad. It's sad that we've gotten to a point where, like, fix your fucking anti-cheat. How the fuck is that even illegal? Like, not even fucking legal. How is that even possible to begin with? Like, what the fuck?
Trailer has over 500,000 dislikes on YouTube.
How about that?
We have content creators.
Wait. There's no way that's at 69K to 500.
This franchise has been slop farming its audience for over a decade.
There's no way.
The trailer has over
6, 7. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck no.
500,000 dislikes on YouTube.
That's wild.
Yet we have content creators and Activision that
That's
are both
crazy,
trying to desperately convince everybody that this is somehow the best Call of Duty ever. Everywhere I look right now, I'm seeing videos.
No, this is going to be the biggest financial disaster for Call of Duty ever, because they're about to lose a fuck. I hope they didn't pour a lot of money into this game, honestly, because let's be real. Battlefield's got it. This year, Battlefield's got it. Maybe the next Call of Duty, maybe people are burnt out from Battlefield, but dude, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what they do. There's just something in the air. People want to play Battlefield. People that didn't even ever fucking play Battlefield growing up want to play fucking Battlefield. Like, dude, nah. It's like when LeBron James lost in the finals to the Mavs. Bro is like on his revenge tour. Everyone knows he's gonna fucking win the ring. You know what I mean? It's just Battlefield's over there. It's about damn time. Motherfuckers, brothers.
In posts that are trying to convince players that Battlefield 6 won't last, that Call of Duty deserves another chance, that this one will finally be different.
You've had your chances.
These guys need a hotline is what they need. But what we're seeing here is fear.
Oh, they need rock bottom. They need rock bottom. That's what they need.
It's a collision of circumstances where longtime creators who have built their platforms around this series need it to be able to stay relevant, while Activision is genuinely threatened by real competition. Black Ops 6 is at its lowest player count in over a decade. Reports are saying that Microsoft lost $300 million putting the game on Game Pass.
What the fuck? $300 million lost on Black Ops 6 with 82% of the copies sold being on the Game Pass less. Jesus, than PlayStation 5. That's crazy, bro. They're talking about, Game Pass is profitable. What about this number right here? Y'all figuring this one in? That's and then they're also gonna have a huge dip, because I'm just predicting like Black Ops 7. Like, first off, you're going from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7. Where's the Modern Warfare? Where's the Infinity War? Where's the Ghost? Where's the switch up? There's no switch up. Like, we're fucking tired of Black Ops. Come on, you hit us with Black Ops 7 and 2026. Like, what are we fucking doing in 2025? It's just fucking stupid. But yeah, that's crazy. And then on top of that, they probably raised the prices for Game Pass, obviously in response to like the deficit they put themselves in. Not just the acquisitions that they paid a shit ton of money for all these different studios, but on top of that, the games that they're putting out aren't performing the way they should be. And on top of that, the ones that aren't getting sold because they're on Game Pass. And on top of that, how many people just canceled that shit? Because I know I'm not the only one. I want a fucking number. I want a percentage, because I bet you it's bigger than 10. I guarantee you more than 10% canceled their Game Pass subscription. That's, bro.
Both sides of this are trying to cling to the exact same sinking ship, each one pretending like it's still sailing, and they are hoping that you will start rowing. The result has been this strange corporate hollow atmosphere, one that's probably going to do a lot more harm than good. The harder they push this forced enthusiasm, the more it's going to just drive players away. And when you're releasing a new Call of Duty every single year, it's not an event anymore. It's just a transaction, a routine, and no amount of empty excitement is ever going to change that.
Honestly, I'm surprised with Call of Duty that they haven't gone the one game platform model. Like with Halo Infinite, the whole thing was, we can make infinite amount of games on our platform, which will be Halo Infinite. It will last 10 years. We'll get campaign DLC. We'll get map DLCs. We'll get seasons. We'll get all this shit. That's going to be great. It's going to be a fucking continuous service, right? Sounds fucking great on paper. But it didn't work out for Halo at all. I think it actually could have, but that's not here nor there. There's just lack of production and actual content to begin with. With Call of Duty, like, it seems like they've like half-assed that approach. Like, because they had the Warzone situation, which is kind of a platform by itself, and that was connected to, a lot of different versions of Call of Duties, a lot of different generations of Call of Duties, and they also would put all the different Call of Duties in like the shop when you're playing the new one, and they're probably gonna do that with the Black Ops 7. You probably have Black Ops 6 right there at the loading screen, which is kind of fucking annoying, honestly, when you're paying a full price, for that game, and then you're being told, what about these games too? But at the same time, it's like, why not just go the one platform approach? You know what I mean? Just have like a $60 buy-in or something, and then have all your it just seems like a better strategy. I guess maybe they're losing money off of copies, but if it's on Game Pass to begin with, I don't know, bro. It's just, God, I wish it could go back to the good old days, the business model where you could just level up and unlock guns like Modern Warfare 2, buy DLC, you know, buy map packs. It's just so much simpler back then. I fucking miss it, bro.
And what I think makes this all the more hilarious is the games that aren't screaming for attention are the ones that are getting it right now. I mean, Activision and Microsoft are burning hundreds of millions of dollars trying to fake excitement.
What he means by that is American game studios. Majority of them.
Megabonk did it all for free. People actually cared. People wanted to talk about it because they actually wanted to. Streamers played it because they were genuinely curious about it. The conversation wasn't scripted. It was spontaneous. That's the
watching
difference.
This makes me want to play the game.
It feels like a game that was made for its community, not a product that was being sold at them. It wasn't designed to dominate engagement metrics or check off corporate KPIs. It was just fun, and that's enough to make people want to share it. AAA can spend all the money in the world, but if the players don't believe in what they're selling, well, it's just noise.
Bro was hanging on by a thread. I don't think
these guys have realized that yet. The constant releases, the endless sequels, the recycled franchises, they have no motion. It ties back to that been there, done that fatigue I mentioned earlier. We have seen these games before, and they're running out of tricks to be able to play, to be able to try to keep us interested. Hell, now more than ever, they don't even entice us with anything new. The only thing they have left is to sell is nostalgia. Half of the excitement around these games anymore is the faint hope that the series might return to form or listen to player feedback.
That's what I hope with Halo. Please knock this next game out of the park. Please. I will drink all the fucking copium. I'll smoke all the copium. I'll whatever you want. I'll cope. Please just make it a reality. Like, fuck. Y'all used to be king of gaming and now we're the laughing stock. Fucking Halo Studios, get the fuck out of here.
Those phrases by now have already lost all meaning. Players' expectations are so low right now that it's just borderline apathetic. I wonder why. And that's exactly why these indie hits are so big, and that's why they're thriving right now, because for once
I'm telling y'all, Claire Obscure Game of the Year, baby. Come on. Let's get an indie game as Game of the Year. That would be fucking insane.
We don't know what we're getting. Expectations. Now, there's a conversation we should probably be having, because I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but as somebody who follows nearly every major release every single year, whether that's just tracking the news, the reception, or actually playing these games, one of the biggest factors that I've seen in a game's success has almost always come down to expectations. And more times than not, it is the price that is setting it. Remember earlier when I was talking about how it's not a matter of a game having too much or too little content, but how quickly you can access it? I think it's the exact same logic that's applying to quality, or at least how we perceive it before we actually even touch a game. Price is shaping that perception. How do you get people celebrating a game like Megabonk? Easy. They spend $8 to $10 on a game and they get something that massively over-delivers. It was deeper, more competent, and way more fun than anyone expected for a game that looks like it costs $8. It's a surprise, a pleasant one, and it makes players feel like they've been given something, not sold something. You can feel the developer's appreciation baked into it.
I think it also it shines a huge light. A lot of people say this, but gameplay is king. You can have a game that doesn't look the best, but if it plays really, really fucking well, no one gives a shit, because at the end of the day, people are playing the game for the gameplay. Like he was saying, how quick can you get into the content? How quick can you get into the game loop? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. There's so many games out there, a lot of story games where they have this like really long opening and, you know, prologue and you know, training, you know, it's just get me into the game. Let me learn by feel. Let me learn this game as I go. And that's what you do with this game.
The directive there was to make money, sure, but not at the expense of the player's experience. When I think back to a game like Expedition 33, that's another one that released at $50 and it punched way above its weight. I don't really care about the vernacular here, indie, AA. Expedition 33 was a AAA experience, or at least what we should actually be expecting for AAA games to actually be like. Something mind-blowing, something you remember, something you want to come back to over and over again.
Something that works at launch? What? Is that possible?
And when you play a game like that, it feels like you've been gifted something by the developer. That $50 investment doesn't just feel worth it. It feels like you stole the damn game. And
yeah, true.
I think that games like that come from a mindset where the price isn't even on the developer's radar. That focus is just on the experience, and that sincerity then transfers directly into the player. Hell,
100%. Everyone wants to have their money go as far as possible, get a steal, like he's saying. And that's how I feel with this game. 10 fucking bucks for a game like this? Like, come on, bro. And then it's like, even though I'm hyped for Battlefield 6, I've talked about this. I talked about this when I played the game. Like, there's certain things now that I've waited a little bit after the launch. I'm wondering, should I wait until it goes on sale? You know what I mean? It makes, if you think about the worth of your money, and I think it's really easy for people like me who are broke and that are trying to save up money and buy a house in this fucking this economy we have, but it really does put a perspective on like how much is your money worth. Like in reality, like you will go play golf and that costs like 40-50 bucks. You're gonna spend, that's a couple hours, that's like half a day. You spend like 20 bucks on a meal. You spend $70 on a video game. How many hours are you getting like out of that? And is it quality compared to other shit? You know what I mean?
They just announced that they're going to have a new free DLC celebrating selling 5 million copies with entirely new dungeons, bosses, enemies, and costumes. Again,
wait, the free update? What the fuck?
And money was never the priority. The customer and their experience were.
That's wild.
Now we turn our eyes to AAA. $70 sets an insanely high bar that most of these companies will never reach. And honestly, regardless of the economy, I don't even think games should cost that much to begin with. That price tag creates a cycle of impossible expectations. You sell me a good $70 game one year, now you got to do it again the next year. Only bigger, flashier, and somehow better. The problem is, most of these studios are completely out of ideas. They've lost the talent that actually helped them earn that first $70. So now they have to compensate.
Bro, that's the biggest problem. A lot of these companies, like household names that you love, like Bungie, BioWare, I can go on and on. You know, people have fond memories of these companies when they booted up like a classic, a fucking perfect gym back in the day. But that team that was there that assembled and created that masterpiece isn't there anymore. The logo was left behind, but it's a completely different team. And people sometimes forget that, and they get angry at studios for making decisions and you know, having like, you know, games that had high expectations in their mind because the last game was really good, or the game they last played from that franchise was really good. And then they have this modern dud. It's like, dude, it's not the same team. It's completely different. It's just, you gotta realize that these developers, they move around, and if you really do love, like, for instance, I'm gonna say BioWare because they made a lot of like classic OG fucking just so good. The games are so good. You can like follow the exact team, the director, or whatever it might be, and see what other projects they worked on. It's not that hard at all.
With graphics, higher fidelity, bigger worlds, higher budgets, all to make a game look like it was worth my money when it clearly isn't. You know what? At this point, I would argue that $70 price tag has actually flipped our expectations. Nobody believes in it anymore. Our expectations for a $70 game aren't sky high. They're buried in the dirt. We know exactly what we're buying. A game that has put a premium on its expense, not on our experience. We expect something safe, something recycled, something loaded with microtransactions and pre-order bonuses. We expect it to be...
Yeah, it's a slap in the face when you buy the game itself, and then on top of that, you have season passes, and on top of that, you have microtransactions, and on top, it's just, how can they monetize the game as much as possible, and they have just the fucking 50 different layers of monetization? It's slap in the fucking face, because at the end of the day, video games is an art form. It is also a platform, and it is also a way to fucking make money. And a lot of people don't care about the art these days. They just care about the money. And I blame that on a lot of fucking normies getting into the industry. A lot of fucking normies, you know, fall in love with video games, or quote unquote are gamers now, or whatever it might be. Maybe it's streamer culture. I don't know exactly what it is, but gaming is fucking mainstream. It's been mainstream for a fucking long time, and it's fucking disgusting, because the golden era of gaming, there's so many practices that didn't happen just because it was more about focusing on the art and having a good quality product. Now, there were shameless fucking games that came out to make money all the time. We had movie games all the time. sometimes those movie games were gems. Like I remember playing Harry Potter, Order of the Phoenix before even Order of the Phoenix came out, and I wasn't an avid reader back then. Like I was reading like the Hunger Games and shit like that, but the Harry Potter books were fucking fat. I wasn't gonna read that shit, but I would play the fucking video game, especially before the movie came out. Spoiled the fucking movie for me, but the fucking game was so much fun. So yeah, I just, oh man, I'm having too much nostalgia right now. I need to chill out.
Buggy, unfinished, because cutting QA saves them money, and the players will end up doing that job anyway. Worse, on top of that, we're also going to be the ones that are going to be paying for the fixes later. A really interesting discussion that I saw.
That's what Game Pass was. That price hike was us paying for the fixes. We were the ones trying to plug the holes in the boat. We were trying to fix the deficit they put themselves in. And hopefully you canceled that shit.
Recently were players that were talking about the Game Pass price hikes and how they were totaling up all their expenses so far as how many games they actually played and how many games they actually purchased in a year. And they came to the conclusion that the service wasn't worth it for them anymore.
You know what's crazy? The reason I didn't play a lot of the games on Game Pass is because the games came out and I waited maybe a day or two and I was listening to some reviewers. I was watching people play the game and stuff like that. And dude, I just got the vibe. I was like, this might not be it. This might not be worth my fucking time. Because playing a video game, especially when you're a fucking adult and you have shit to do, you have a job, you got a family, whatever it might be, you only can dedicate so much time to a certain video game. Like for instance, why I don't play a lot of online shooters or just online multiplayer competitive games these days is because I'm like limited to time, and I'm that kind of guy where I want to be competitive and I want to be good. So I only can focus on so many. Like Call of Duty naturally just comes to me, but with the whole Zen and auto aim and all that bullshit, it's kind of turned me off. But with the Battlefield 6, it's like this is a whole different experience. It's really, really fucking cool. It's a breath of fresh air. So I'm kind of down with that. But like for instance, I'm focused on Marvel Rivals, and that's about it. And I haven't even played the new update since they had Daredevil because I'm trying to make videos. I'm trying to work on the book. There's so much shit to do. There's so much time that is not like privy to us, you know, because we gotta sleep and all. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's interesting to think about.
$5 here, $10 there. They're mostly buying indie games anymore. $360. That's not what they're spending every year on video.
I just realized $360 fucking dollars a year for Game Pass. I did not realize it cost that much. That is crazy. Now that I think about it, that is fucking nuts. Like if I would have I never even thought about it that way. Huh. Wow.
Video games. And when I see that,
I wonder how many people, I'm sorry, I'm pausing the video so much. I wonder how many people have an Xbox Series S and have Game Pass. But if they just would have not paid for Game Pass for like what, half a year, less than that, they could have just bought an Xbox Series X for the same. That's fucking insane.
And I hear people talking about
or PS5.
It makes me think that more and more people are being drawn in by the price of some of these games rather than anything else. And the dagger here is that price tag is inviting them in, but the game itself is exceeding far beyond their expectations. And I would actually argue that even if you go and you watch some of the reviews for some of these games, or even go watch a streamer play some of these games, they're still going to deliver an experience that you don't expect. For me, with Megabonk, it was how the game actually feels to play, the mechanical depth of how it feels to play. It's learning how momentum works and sliding around.
You know what's funny? Ironically, the last game I had that feeling for was Pal World, where I heard about it. I saw trailers. You know, me and my buddy, we laughed our asses off the first time we saw the trailer for Pal World, and it was always on my radar. But it wasn't like I was super hyped for this game type shit. But then I can't even remember who was playing at the time. I just got on Twitch and it was so I can't remember who it was. And I just watched them play it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, dude, fuck watching this. I want to play this. This is what, $20? I'm getting this right now. And one of the best decisions I ever made.
And how to be able to position yourself and position your character properly, to be able to use your weapons effectively, balancing your tomes and weapons and what kind of build that you're going to use, what kind of character you're going to use, like using banana and trying to maintain a straight line to maximize its damage. That's not the kind of mechanical depth that I had expected from a game like this, but I got it, and it made me more hooked on it. And it also makes me appreciate it more because I only paid $8 for it.
It's very satisfying.
That's what's driving a lot of these games to wild success. And you just don't see that in AAA games anymore because we know what to expect from them. And these companies need us to know what to expect from them because that's why they're called a safe option for these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a third-person sword guy action game. Oh, it's Dark Souls.
I feel offended right now because any Souls-like game that comes out, I want to play now. I want to play them all, bro. I feel like I'm fucking Ash Ketchum, bro. I want to catch them all. No, I'm not Ice, but Ash Ketchum, not Ice Ketchum. There's different there. Let's not even talk about it.
It's literally Dark Souls. And while I like Dark Souls, I still want something new. I still want something fresh. I
think you can have a Souls-like game and it be unique. You know, you have Liza P. There's a bunch of them. You have Star Wars Jedi, Last Survivor, or whatever the fuck it's called. Those games are good. You can have a Souls-like game that is good and is unique. It doesn't matter about the gameplay. This is what I think people, they hone in on this a little bit too much, and gameplay is simply how you traverse the world you're exploring. It's not about, it's good to have good gameplay in general. Obviously, like, gameplay is king, right? But it's just the fluidity, it's just the momentum, it's just the traversal. That's all it is. But what you're doing is exploring the world and having fun in the world. And that's what's important. So, like, you have a Souls, like, it's about the mechanics, right? The mobility and all that kind of different shit, the attacks and defense and the rolls and all that kind of shit, right? You know, the mechanics of spawning and, you know, the campfires and that stuff. But the worlds and the story can be unique. And so, like, I see what he's saying, but that's where I go back to, like, gaming is an art, and it can be an art form. And in my opinion, there's certain art forms they're just doper. They're fucking cooler. They're more fun to enjoy than others. That's why I like Elden Ring a lot more than, you know, Star Wars Jedi Last Survivor or whatever the fuck it's called. Still a fucking good game. It's just, I think the Elden Ring vibe is a little bit better. You know what I mean? So I see what he's saying, but I would disagree a little bit.
Something different. And I still want you to try to exceed my expectations. And if you don't,
yes, that's the biggest thing.
It just makes me feel like I'm playing the same game over and over and over again. And while that can be fun for a while, it's not fun for very long, especially when you're spending this kind of money.
And I want you to keep this in mind. Exceeding expectations should always be the standard. There's only a few different games or just projects in general where I feel like exceeding expectations is kind of impossible. And it depends on your perspective, but if you're fairly reasonable, I think if you think about gaming specifically, the only game that gets to that point where I just don't see how you exceed expectations is GTA 6, because it is probably the most anticipated game of all fucking time. It's gonna be one of those staples that leads us up to, once we get the technology of like a Sword Art Online situation without dying, obviously, but that it's just the expectations are fucking through the roof. It's through the fucking moon, it's through the fucking galaxy, through the Milky Way, to the fucking next fucking galaxy. It's just through all the galaxies on TikTok. It's so fucking high. It's crazy.
I totally think Megabonk was made by Danny Dev.
That's cool if it was.
It's just way too much of a coincidence, obviously, with the name and also with the way that they made a lot of their content.
I hope there's like a video. He comes, if it was made by him, he should have like a dope ass video. Like I left YouTube and decided to make this game. I wonder how, if it was him, I really wonder how long it took to develop this game. And if it was, you know, if he took the break just because to develop this game, or if it was for something else, I don't know. Obviously, I'm just guessing. I'm grasping at straws at this point.
I could totally see this being as one of those zero to hero. I made a game without using my name or recognition or my channel to see if it could actually become popular on its own. And it worked. You know, one of those kind of things. You've seen content creators do that kind of stuff with like YouTube channels and Twitch streams and stuff. Like, I tried to start all the way over, and this is how it happened.
Shit fucking annoys me. Okay, when I see those videos, I'm like, I made a YouTube channel and go from 0 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers in less than a month. And it's like, yeah, but you have access to editors and tech and a lot of things that people don't have. Whatever, it is what it is.
But it could just be somebody that's just insanely inspired by the guy. And if that's the case, that's pretty sick. I'll be honest with you. I will tell you right now, if you're an indie dev, I highly recommend that you pay attention to everything that happened with this game and how they continue to perpetuate the interest around it. You still have to have a good game first. I'm not saying that's not a part of the equation. That is the baseline. That is the expectation that most of us are going to have.
Yeah.
Have a good game. But if you pay attention to how this developer had marketed the game, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have an easy time.
I wonder how hard it is to develop a video game. Like, I honestly, like, I really do wonder. Like, I wonder how long it would take to make a game by yourself if you're, like, dedicating maybe, like, the weekend. Or how many hours. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm developing a story right now. Like, writing a book type shit. A little manuscript. I'm, like, the second one. And I'm fleshing out this world like crazy. Like, the only thing I'm not doing at this point is inventing languages. I'm not doing that. I'm not autistic enough for that. But at some point, I'm gonna have to figure out what lane I want to go with the story, because I don't even know if I want to drop it in book form, because I don't think there would be enough momentum, and I think it'd be cool to experience it in like a video game or like animated series or something like that. I could do on my own. I have fucking no idea, bro. I'm in over my head when it comes to this thing. But I fucking had a dream one day, and fucking I woke up and it was one of those dreams that I was like, wow, that was a fucking good ass dream. And I was like trying to think to myself, and I had like a dream journal back in the day. So like I've been through phases of my life where I wake up and I try to like remember my dream, and I record it down. So that's what I did, and then it just fucking snowballed into this fucking 22 fucking Google Docs and shit. Way off topic, but I'm sorry.
Brilliant.
Fuck.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. I'll be live today if today is Friday. If you're watching this not on Friday, then, well, come back on a Friday. Anyway, stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe.
Saturday morning for me.
In the next one. Peace.
Family.
Vin Diesel. Another phenomenal video by Legendary Drops. Shout out to him. If you're not subscribed to him, go give him a sub. Go give him a like as well. Go like the video. Comment down below. Tell him Trizashi sent you. Let's read a couple of these comments real quick. We haven't done this in a while. It's cheaper than McDonald's. Actually hits kind of hard in a few different ways. Yeah. AAA games, 30 frames per second, and struggling on a 4,000 gaming supercomputer may or may not be fun. Indies, 6,000 frames per second on grandma's Calprint Gateway PC is an absolute blast. It's wild, bro. It's really wild. It really, this is a perfect example of like, it's not always about looks. Sometimes personality matters. You know what I mean? Even not just with people, but with video games, you know, gameplay matters, bro. It's not just about the fidelity of the fucking picture, brother. Because even when you have that shit fucking looking like a glossy 4K cinematic from a fucking, I don't know, a Pixar movie or something that looks phenomenal, right? That bitch don't look the same when it runs on my PC. And dude, I got a nice ass PC. Like I spent a pretty penny on this motherfucker for this channel. This shit, and I still run into problems. It's crazy. There's a lot of people out there that don't have the specs I do now. Notice how he didn't electrocute his fucking absolute power. Fucking if you don't know that reference, I'm sorry, you're uncultured. Wow. It all boils down to, hey guys, I love you and I want to give you what you want. Yeah, isn't that ironic? It's pretty good marketing right there. But yeah, that's nobody was supposed to play this game. Mega Bonk, phenomenal game. I recommend it. I'm going to be playing it on my Steam Deck going to sleep. It's kind of annoying because I started 2 new games. Mega Bonk is a lot of fun to play, but I'm also playing the Digimon game. I have a video out there if you want to go check that out as well. But yeah, man, comment down below with your thoughts on this game. Anything we talked about, really. We kind of went all over the place with the gaming industry and a lot of different shit. I referenced fucking LeBron James in this video. That doesn't happen often. But yeah, man. My name is Trizashi TV. Like the video, comment down below, hit the sub button. Let's get to 10K. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Jesus Christ, I'm stuttering like a motherfucker. Maybe it's my cue to go to bed. I don't know. But deuces. Need some more fucking pumpkin juice, bro. This ain't your mama's pumpkin juice, I'll tell you that.